Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. I've had this in the fridge for quite a while. It was sent to me by Ewan. This is the 2013 edition of, and this has an alias name. On the bottle here it's got Bois, B-O-I-S. That's probably not how it's pronounced, but that's how it looks like it's pronounced to me. This is a monster beer coming in at 15%. That's what it has on the label here. And their bottles are etched here. And it looks like this one was done in '04. I can't hardly read it. It's small etching here like Cigar City does on their beers. '04, '06, '13. And it's etched right above the label here on the front, but it's such a small and hard to read etching. But that's what it is. That's what I'm reading here. '04, '06, '13. It says here on the front, 100% ale aged in bourbon barrels, contains alcohol. They're out of Orange County, California. And this is a big bottle, and it's coated in this big, heavy, thick, gold color wax. So it may take me a minute to get into it after I cut the wax loose and get into it. And it's got a cap on it, and these big monster caps are really hard to get my opener in there to get it. But we'll get it open. I guarantee you that. Damn guarantee you we're going to get it open. Like I said, thanks to Ewan for sending this to me. The Bruery does some really tasty beers, but they do some beers, they do some sours and some other beers that are excellent beers, but I have not got my palate or my arms wrapped around that style of beers. But I don't think this is a sour. This is classified as an old ale. Let me read the commercial description on this one here, guys. And I don't know what, and it says here on Beer Advocate that it's retired, so I don't know if they're still making it, or they're making it under a different name, or whatever. Like I said, this is a 2013 edition, and it has here on Rate Beer that this is a 16.2%, and this is a 15% on the label on this one. Says here that they blend this beer. On this site here it says the traditional 7th anniversary gift is copper, so we've named our 7th anniversary air C-U-I-V-R-E. Cuvire? Don't have any idea. Sounds French. Which is copper in French. There you go. It says loosely brewed with the English style old ale tradition using our house Belgian yeast strain, then blending using our Solera method. A portion of each of our anniversary ales is saved in our barrels and blended in with next year's production, providing more complexity and depth of character that comes with age. Layered with complex flavors of dark fruit, vanilla, oak, and burnt sugar. It's a robust ale, surely the perfect beer to mark this major milestones. And this is a bourbon barrel edition here. That's what it has on the front label. So I'm not exactly sure if they've just renamed it and they're still producing it. But this one here, I'm not sure if it's the 5th edition. Over on Beer Advocate, they're calling it a 5th anniversary edition. So not really sure, guys. They may still be making it and calling it this new name, C-U-I-V-R-E, and not doing the Bois, or however it's pronounced, B-O-I-S, anymore. I'm not sure. So, but it is a big beer, 15%. So this will get you there fast. Uh, Food pairings for this style of beer. Choose a buttery brie Gouda Havarti Swiss in a glass bars pint back or nonic tumbler, snipped or oversized wine glass. My favorite glass, solid beer glass, and can be set up for long periods under the proper conditions. And I've had it quite a while. And it's a 2013 edition, so it's at least going on 3 years old. Being here, we're in 2016 now, so don't think it's anything else we need to talk about. So let me start carving on this wax cap, and it is so thick and heavy on this particular bottle. Let me see if I can get into this thing here. Well, that's not going to work. Let's do it this way then. Well, the knife just broke. Imagine that. Trying to carve into this metal cap. I'm not a fan of this wax, guys. I'm really not. It just adds cost to it, and it serves no purpose. It's not going to keep the air out, because this beer is under carbonation. It's trying to get out. So, I am not a fan of this heavy wax coating that they put on. Just me, though. That's just me. And I'm not having a whole lot of success here, guys. So it's time to start carving. Let me get some of this wax off where I can get down to the cap. My biggest complaint is you're going to end up getting these little pieces of wax down in your beer. And I'm sure this is not a cheap beer to buy. Anytime you see these big 750 milliliters, they're pricey enough as they are, and then somebody standing at the end of the bottling line dipping these things in wax. To me, it's like tits on a board, useless. So, and this is coming off in little bitty pieces here. I really hope this doesn't get down in the beer. That would really chap my ass. Well, I got to do this for, silly bastards. Just want to jack the price up on the beer. Well, maybe I got enough off of it. And it's coming off in little teeny pieces here, guys. What a bunch of clowns. Whoever says they think they ought to put wax on it ought to have their nuts dipped in them. Fucking zipper heads. Alright, let's see if we can get into it without getting wax all down in the beer. There. A little bit of hiss, and if you're not careful, you're going to get wax down in there. It's all on the bottom of the cap here. And I've got a huge mess here on the damn table trying to get the wax off of it. Makes me want to slap somebody. Alright, let's see if we can get it in the glass here without getting wax everywhere. 15%, let's go down the center, see what we get. If it was up to me, I would say, give me the beer, hold the wax. Save the wax for your car and your motorcycle. Don't put it on my beer. Thank you very much. Alright, over into the light. Pretty dark through the big bulb part of the glass here, guys. Down at the bottom, it's kind of brown and murky down here, but I can see just a little bit of light through there. Not much. Not much at all. Good looking beer, about a finger of head. Let's get a nose on it. Ooh, big boozy. A lot of alcohol in this. And it's not well hidden. I'm getting the bourbon though. I like that. Candied sugar, maybe some brown sugar, toffee, caramel, dark fruit, and booze. 15%, and it's there in all its glory, no doubt. It's got a really good aroma. I like that bourbon notes on stuff like this. But hopefully, like I said, it's right out of the fridge, and hopefully that booziness will subside a little bit as it warms up. But it's there. Alright guys, let's give it a taste. You can see the head is dissipated, it's just barely covering the top of the beer. Off-white, very creamy. Cheers. Cheers, everyone. Thank you, sir. Whoa. That's boozy, guys. That's 15%, and it's all, and every bit of that's there in all its glory. This is definitely a sipper. Wow. A lot of alcohol there, guys. And it's been in the bottle since 2013. Wow. That's like drinking bourbon. Wow. Wow. A lot of alcohol in this one, guys. It really is. It's not hidden at all. Nary at all, I said. Big sweetness there. Vanilla. A little buttery. Maybe a little hint of some coconut from the barrels. A lot of bourbon from the barrels, though. Definitely tell they put this in a first run barrel. Usually, a lot of times, the blended beers are a little more mellow. But this one's straight up in your face. There. Wow. Very sweet, very nice. But you know you're drinking a big beer when you get a glass of this, no doubt. This may be an hour and a half glass of beer. Wow. A lot of booze. But let me sip on it for a little bit and pour her a glass out of this great big huge monster bottle. And might even have to fire up a cigar since it's going to take me that long to sip on this. And see where this one ends up. Very tasty, very nice beer, a little on the boozy side, and super heavy wax job on the bottle. Alright guys, I'll be back in just a second here and we'll do the final chug and grade. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left. Been sitting on about an hour or so. This is a big beer, very tasty beer, but it is a big boozy beer on top of that. The alcohol is not well hidden. It is very boozy. Even after it's warmed up to room temperature, it is still very boozy. Very tasty, but very boozy. The alcohol is alcohol. The alcohol is not subsided any on this beer, being cellared several years. It's a big beer, guys. It's a sipper. It's definitely a sipper. The bourbon notes on this are off the chain. They are just off the freaking chain. They're there. They're not hidden. Very tasty though. It's you just gotta realize you're drinking something of this magnitude when you pop the top on it. The only fuss I got is about this silly ass wax they got on the damn bottle. It's super thick. It's like it's been dipped 2 or 3, 4, 5, 10 times into the wax. It's at least an eighth of an inch thick on this bottle, and it's very hard to get all that off. I made a massive mess of carving on the wax trying to get it off where I could get the bottle open. It took me 10 minutes to clean all the wax up here that I had on there and in the floor and everywhere else. So, not a big fan of that, guys. It's just something that's going to add cost to the beer, and it doesn't serve any purpose in my personal opinion. Just my opinion. The beer is under pressure. It's trying to get out of the bottle, and the wax is not going to help it in any aspect whatsoever, in my opinion. It's not going to let the air back in. It's under pressure. It's under pressure. It's not going to let air in. And if it's carbonated like it's supposed to be, it's under pressure. Why do you need the wax on there? Why do we need foil on there? I mean, that's just an added expense that we as consumers have to pay for. It's an awesome beer. It's an outstanding beer. It's an A beer to me, guys. But the wax is an unnecessary thing and just adds cost to the beer. We don't need that. As consumers, we do not need that. They are pricey enough as they are without adding that on there. It's more important to have a date on the beer than it is to have wax on the beer. Just my personal opinion. It's my 2 cents. Let's do the final chug on this one. And even an hour, hour and 15 minutes, maybe even longer than an hour and a half of sipping on this beer, the alcohol is still there. The bourbon notes are off the chain, guys. It's a wonderful aroma. If you're a bourbon fan, or an old ale, bourbon aged barrel version of an old ale, you'll love this. But, like I said, it'll get you in the hammer lane fast. 15%, not hidden, alcohol's there. Candied sugar, brown sugar, caramel, toffee, dark fruits. Very nice. Vanilla, coconut. Got a lot of stuff going on in this beer. Wonderful aroma. The alcohol is still there. Cheers. Wow. Wow. I can't believe how boozy this beer is. I've had beers from Avery and several other breweries that are even 16, 18% beers that aren't quite this boozy. But just realize you're drinking a beer this magnitude. My nose is running. I've been outside smoking a cigar. And it's about 15 degrees outside. Freezing my yes off. Very nice. It is a very nice beer. It is an A beer for sure. It is an outstanding beer. And other than the wax and being so boozy, I would probably give this a 10. But with that heavy wax coating on the beer and the booziness of this beer, even though it's a 15%er, gotta realize that. And my tablet just shut down. It is an excellent beer. It is a great beer to have to warm you up when it's 15, 12 degrees outside on a nice, very cold January evening. And we don't smoke in the house, so we have to go outside to smoke our cigars. And I have a little canopy out there with plastic around it, and we have a gas grill, not a cooking grill, but a gas fire pit is what they call it. And we turn that on and go out there and set, and the plastic keeps some of the heat in there, but still, when it's 12 freaking degrees, it doesn't do a whole lot to warm it up unless you run it on high for about 30 minutes. And then you get warming up in there to be able to sit comfortable. So I hate this cold weather. Another reason I want to get the hell out of Virginia and move to Florida. As the older I get, the more I hate this cold freaking weather. I do. When I was a youngster, in my 20s and even in my 30s, it wasn't so bad. But now that I'm getting close to 60, just turned 59, I hate it. I really freaking hate it. It's hard on my old bones. So, ready to go somewhere where it's a little bit warmer. To me, guys, like I said, other than the wax and the heavy booziness of the beer, it's a 10 beer. It's got the date, small etching on the bottle to let me know that it's a 2013 edition. And Ewan sent this to me, so thank you, my brother, for sending me this beer. I'm sorry I've refrigerated it so long, but I knew what was going to happen. I knew it was going to be a very tasty beer, but I knew it was going to be kind of boozy. And it is. And the booziness is a little bit more than I was hoping it was going to be. That's the bottom line, guys. So, very boozy, very nice, very tasty. It's almost like drinking bourbon out of the bottle. It's got a very nice bourbon notes. Candied sugar, brown sugar, dark fruits. Very tasty. Very tasty. Very, very enjoyable beer for a nice cold January evening here in Virginia. 9 out of 10 for me, guys. If it weren't for the wax and the heavy booziness, I would probably give it to 10. But with those going on, it's not as well made as I was anticipating it to be. So, Over to Beer Advocate, they say 95 world class. If I was putting a numeric rating on this, guys, I would probably say it's a 97 or a 98. It's pretty damn tasty. It's worth picking up. Like I said, I've had this one for quite a while because he once sent it to me, and it's a 2013 edition. And with the conflicting information that I'm getting, I don't know if they're doing this name on the bottle anymore, or if they've changed the name on it and continued brewing this beer and blending this beer under a different name. But it is tasty. It is tasty. Just remember, it's 15%. If you're drinking this at home, by golly, this will get you there. You may be face down in the carpet if you drink the whole thing by yourself, which I did not. I shared it with the other half, and she loved it, but she thought it was kind of boozy too. It is boozy beer, but it's tasty beer. A nice beer to finish up the evening with. Over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says 100 overall, 100 in the South. So great numbers from those guys over there. Other than the super heavy wax coating on the beer and the heavy booziness of the beer, I would probably give it a 10. So 9 for me, about 97 is what I'd give it. So 95, 100, 97 for me, all exceptional numbers. A beer, no doubt. So with that being said, if you've had this one from them, this is their the brewery out of Placentia, California. Very tasty. I enjoyed it. Very nice. 15%er. I might be done. What do you think? It's a big beer. It is a big beer, guys. It's a sipper. Share it. If you get a bottle of this or got a bottle of this, share it with somebody. Don't drink it all yourself. You'd be face down in the dirt. No doubt. It's very boozy. Alright guys, come on back tomorrow. Let's see what we can dig out of the fridge. Don't know if it's going to be an A beer, but we're going to dig something out. And I'm going to start bringing some stuff out of the fridges downstairs that I have cellared. The old fridge is getting a little thin, a little bare up here. I haven't made a beer run in a while. I'm trying to get some of these beers, and some of these are going to be re-reviews of some of the beers that I've done earlier because I bought multiple bottles of those, and maybe something that I reviewed several years ago, and I'll re-review it and see how it's changed and see if I'm more impressed with it now than I was then. So come back tomorrow. Let's see what we can dig out. See you then.